Hi everyone, our interview series continues. We are honored to meet SeeFoon Chan-Koppen AMP, a global citizen who has chosen to live in Yipo. SeeFoon will share her remarkable story from hotels, marketing, HR, foodie, career development, and even parenting. Let's check in now. Hi SeeFoon, how are
Hi, Sydney. It's been a long time.
you? It's indeed so good to see you again. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. It's a long time also to be a happy mother.
I know you are the proud mother of two, so probably we can talk about that later on. So,
Yeah.
Simon, a lot of people know that you are a very seasoned hotelier. So you made history in planting an international hotel brand in Asia. So could you share with us how did you do this in a nutshell?
Well, that was actually, it happened very organically. I started working at the first hotel, Holiday Inn in Singapore. And also that was when I met Rudy Koppen, and who became my husband. I was living in Singapore. Then I moved to Hong Kong, got a job. Also, they were building the Holiday Inn there in the Golden Mile. And so I wangled a job with Rudy Koppen. I was with Holiday Inn for 15 years. And from there, we developed the chain to about 44 hotels before I left. And now, of course, they're all over the world and they're huge. Being in Singapore was an auspicious start. It was an uphill climb in the beginning because here we were building 5-star hotels in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and then everywhere else that we started building hotels. And it was changing that roadside motel, budget hotel image. And we were building 5-star luxury hotels. So it was an uphill climb for quite a while, but we persisted. And, you know, we had a great team of people, great operators, great marketeers, everything. We were establishing hotels in a market where the other hotels were all 5-star that we wanted to compete against. It was also to do with the owners, the developers. They didn't want to develop roadside motels. They wanted 5-star hotels. Followed what the owners wanted because we signed management contracts with them, and we would deliver the product the way the owners wanted to.
Right.
So 5-star hotels was great. We succeeded, and owners would come to us and want to be managed by Holiday Inns. We were actually the first international chain in China. We didn't put the Holiday name brand on it at that time, but we ran it in this exactly with the same staff, same principles along Holiday Inn lines. It was called the Leader Hotel, first international brand in China. And we were very successful. In fact, that led to a lot of other hotels in China, a brand that people could trust and acknowledge. A big role in terms of modernization of the hotel industry. In the first China, and also then we trained a lot of people, and some of our people, our good people, went on to manage other hotels.
After making like history in China, I know you didn't stop there. You move on to your current roles and you're making a difference in people to go through achievement after achievements. So where does the passion come from?
Basically, I'm the sort of person, I bore very easily. So I'm always looking for challenges. And I started my working career after graduation from university. I was a journalist and then moved on to advertising, marketing, and then eventually ended up in the hotel business. We left Holiday Inns and the brand. We developed our own group of hotels in China. A few of us, the core Holiday Inn group, developed this management hotel company. And we had hotels in China, but eventually we decided we sold the company. I stopped working in the hotel business. It was time to move on to something different, something new. I could see that as we were expanding so rapidly, Holiday Inn, it needed a strong HR direction. Often I went to a university in America, in Ann Arbor, and did a postgraduate degree diploma in advanced human resource management. So from there, I started heading 2 hats. I wore the HR hat and the marketing hat. Developed a lot of resources in human resource development. When I left the hotel business, I set up my own consulting, doing HR coaching and consulting. Also doing a lot of training for companies and corporations. This was a natural progression. And then, of course, as one ages, I really couldn't move around as much as I used to. And I decided to do a more sedentary work. So I went back into writing and editing. And so now I manage a news portal. It used to be in print called the Ipoh Echo, online 24/7. But in July, we're going back into print again because I live in a town, Ipoh, where there are a lot of older retirees who miss their newspaper. It allows me to work from home.
Probably that's the reason you were conferred with AMP, really make a contribution.
Oh, that was really it blew me off my feet. It's an honor. It's an accolade from the Sultan of Perak. I'm a food critic and a food writer. So I used to be very prolific and write about restaurants, obscure restaurants, and all the different types of cuisines. Ipoh is very well known for its food. So I guess I helped to put Ipoh on the food map. And I published 2 food books talking about the restaurants in Ipoh and in Perak. And I used to go everywhere to eat and write about it. So I guess it was my sort of small contribution, contributing to Ipoh. Now Ipoh is really hot. People are just flocking here. I move weekends, and I really was very astounded to get that recognition.
That sounds interesting. Let's talk more about the food then.
Some of them is an amalgamation of the different cultures here.
I see.
There's wonderful Indian, and there's Malay, there's Peranakan. Peranakan is actually an amalgamation of Chinese and Malay cuisines.
Right.
And it's a really wonderful melting pot, if you will, of cuisines. So it really is a great place to be if you're a foodie. And I'm a foodie. I love food. I love exploring food. Trying to teach one of the chefs or helping the chef in Hong Kong to make a Singapore laksa because I missed it. I said, you must put this on the coffee shop menu. I think I succeeded, but it didn't quite taste the same.
Not only food though, because I remember
It's your body we are after marketing campaign that goes beyond food and beverage.
That's right. It was a slogan, our marketing team, and you were part of it, that we came up with because I thought it was time we had, because the world was waking up to the health trend. We came up with this whole theme and we called it It's Your Body We're After. And we developed a whole promotional campaign around it. And I brought a health expert in from the US. She had written a book on how to eat healthy. All the chefs hated me because they're not used to cooking healthy food, but we went ahead with it anyway. And then of course now the trend it's all over the place. Everybody's doing healthy dishes. I've always been a healthy eater in a way. I love my food and drink, but I do also, I'm choosy. I bring my passions into my work.
put the passion into your work. How can we do this?
I would say, first of all, I would encourage people to think outside of the box. Don't do the tried and true. Put yourself in the shoes of the consumer. You want to sell something? Ask yourself, as a consumer, what are you looking for? What would sell you? What would make you happy in terms of the food you like? Yeah, because the chef would say, what do you know about food? Because I'm not trained from the kitchen, right? And I would say, I know that I'm a consumer. And as a consumer, I know what it is I'm looking for. In whatever niche market you're looking for, put yourself in the customer's shoes and say, what will my customer be looking for that sets me apart? What will set my product apart for my customer? Just because Nike has certain lines of sports shoes, don't follow Nike. Do something else. But do something that will appeal to you if you're the customer. The other one is persistence. Don't just, jump jobs that I see a lot of young people doing now. A year here, a year and a half there. They don't stay long enough to actually learn something. If you're an entrepreneur, you're starting your own business, fine. That's good. Do it. But also then if it doesn't work, it fails, do something else and try again, but persist. Don't just fail and give up or work in a job, don't like the boss or don't like your colleagues, leave. Stay at least 2 years in a job before looking for new opportunities. I think that's important. And I think actually most employers are looking at your ability. I need to say, Sydney, you were a great young star that came to the team. I dragged you to training. We didn't know what was happening to you. Yeah. And that's how I used to think outside of the box. I would bring in trainers. I would bring in people who would do all kinds of weird and wonderful workshops. For most of you, you didn't know what was happening to you. But I'm sure you had reflections afterwards, right?
Yes, I do. Looking back, by joining the dots, like Christine said last time, you truly are a role model in unleashing our potential. And I'm trying to replicate your leadership to those whom I had the privilege to lead.
Hey, we talk about Happy Mother's Day. Would you like to share with us about
Unleashing the potential of your children.
My children, well, Camille, who lives in London, she's doing very well. She works for HSBC and she's a consultant. I mean, she was amazing. I mean, she's the one who went off and boarding school, and she got into Oxford. Then she got a scholarship to a PhD. Can you imagine? And all this while, I never pushed her. It was Christian that I pushed, because my son lives in Hong Kong. And he's a DJ, and he loves what he does. So that's the other thing I want to give advice to younger people. Do what you love. That's important. You don't have to listen to your parents. Christian never did listen to me. He just said, no, I'm just going to do my own thing. And he did. And he's still doing it. He's still, in the DJ business. I would say do what you love. Both my children, they enjoy what they do. They're happy what they're doing.
So thanks for your time. I hope that I will have another opportunity to talk to you or even your children.
Okay.
Thank you, SeeFoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye for now. Please remember to comment, subscribe and like. See you next time. God bless you.